do you see yourself in 250 for much longer? I mean, you're just about to turn like 25, is it, in September?
Yeah, I'll be
is that
25,
right?
yeah.
So are you thinking for as little as possible in 250s, or another year if you can, with all due respect, make it through?
Yeah, no, yeah.
So, how are you feeling with it?
I mean, I'm kind of at the point right now where I feel like I could go either way. Like, I mean, if right now, basically, it's as simple as like they're paying me and they want me to stay in the 250 class right now. Like, that's what they want me to do. So that's kind of just what I'm doing. Like it's kind of just, hey, if I get, obviously, yeah, if I win a championship, or this is kind of how it works basically, is if you're winning races, if you're winning championships, you kind of get to call the shots. Like, you kind of get to call the shots over your team, basically. You kind of say, hey, I want to go 450 at this point. I would like to do this. I would like to do that. And if you're doing well, then they kind of just nod their head and say, okay, cool. If you're not doing well, then they tell you what you're going to do, essentially. So like, that's kind of like, cool. I've missed enough races now that's just kind of how it works. Like, that's just what I'm like, hey, so am I still going to race 450 at outdoors this year, which was kind of the plan? Then they're like, no, you're not. So I'm like, okay, you're great. So that's like, it's kind of, I'm not really, like, I had like a plan in my contract a couple of years ago. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And I just keep getting hurt, and it kind of just keeps getting backed up. So, I'm kind of just doing whatever they want me to do right now. I mean, they're, they haven't docked my pay or anything with being hurt. So I'm really like, that's really generous of them to not, which is with as much as I've been hurt. So, I'm kind of just, just going with the flow, really. I kind of had a plan and everything, and it kind of just hasn't. I mean, obviously getting hurt is never really part of the plan. So I'm just kind of going with the flow now. It's kind of like if they want me to go 450, I feel like I could get on a 450 and be fine. If they want me to stay 250, I'll do fine on a 250. Like either way. So I feel like I'm at the age, and I'm kind of like starting to get to the maturity wise and everything. Like, yeah, injuries, they still happen, but like, I feel like I've gotten to the maturity standpoint, up at the age to where I could go either way. I'm kind of a veteran in the 250 class, or I could be a rookie in the 450 class and be fine either way. Like I feel like I'd be fine. So it's kind of just what the team wants me to do. And I'm with Cowie through next year. So then, awesome. Yeah, then who knows after that? But that's what my current contract is through. So I mean, I guess I'll just do whatever they want me to do. Either way, I could see the benefits to either. Usually you get a bigger salary in the 450 class, but then obviously the bonus, like podium bonuses, it's harder to get in the 450 class. But in the 250 class, you get a little bit less salary, but I mean, it's usually typically a little bit easier to get a podium in the 250 class, just because the 450 class is literally, most of the factory guys are past champions, so everybody's really good in the 450 class, but not really this year. It's not really how this year is shaping up to be, but that's just, typically.
Yeah, I guess like obviously the last season you did in Supercross, obviously excluding the one just gone, we won't really count that one, but you were obviously up there like on the podium winning races. I guess as long as like if that's the last sort of Supercross racing you've done, you were winning races, I guess you're always going to find like a spot somewhere on a team, on a 250 team, if you're capable of winning races. I mean, like Jordan Smith, for example, he's capable of winning the races, and he's like constantly landing on his feet, metaphorically and and physically as well. But like I guess if you're a race winner in the 250 class and you're constantly proving that you can still win races, there's always going to be a spot somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I have. I always see every now and then I'll get a DM or I'll get an Instagram comment. Oh, you're gonna lose your ride. Oh, how are you still have a ride? Blah blah blah. People, whatever. But it's like if you can be a podium, really, if you can be on the podium in the 250 class, you're gonna have a factory ride. What guy is getting a podium that's not on a factory ride? Very not off. I mean, Anstey won that race this year, and I guess that's not a factory team, but that's still a good. He's not a privateer by any means. I don't think so. So. Like, if you can be a podium guy, if you have the ability, if you have the ability to win races, you're gonna be fine. So.
It's like you say, you're gonna lose your factory ride. It's like, well, which privateer are you gonna give the bike to that's gonna come out in battle for
who's gonna be better than me? Yeah, that's what it's like. Okay, if I'm gonna lose my ride, they better replace me with somebody.
Yeah,
who's better
it's
than
like,
me.
I might not be the best factory rider at the moment, but I'm still better than the first privateer guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what people all the time are always commenting. Oh, you're gonna lose your ride. Oh, this and that. It's like, okay, like that's just I just shrug it off because I'm just like, okay, you guys don't really know exactly how stuff like that works, or like, but it is what it is.